Today we're going to be talking about the UCO candle lantern. This is a really cool piece of gear, and back in the 1970s apparently it was really common. This is something that all hikers apparently were carrying and using before LEDs, before the smaller flashlights. I had actually never heard about them until I got a comment from Alejandro 1991. So shout out to Alejandro 1991. Appreciate the comment. This is a really cool piece of gear. So the way I'm going to break this video up is really pretty simple. We'll look at what all comes in the box. What do you get with the candle lantern kit? We'll take a look at use. We'll go out to the shop, load a candle in, light that thing up, and take a look at what you would actually be doing when you use it in the field. And then 3, we're going to look at actual clips from a recent trip I took. I just used this on an actual backpacking trip, so we have footage to see what it looks like out in the field. Here's the actual box this thing comes in. You can buy the lantern by itself for around $20. For $6 more, you get the little kit. In the kit, you're gonna get a reflector, which we'll take a look at, and also a cocoon for protection. So let's get into use a little bit. The cocoon that comes with it is for protection. Like I said, when you're traveling, you keep it in this so it doesn't break. This is the reflector, which gives you a beam. It focuses light. We'll play around with that in a minute. I'm not sure if I can capture it on camera, but I'll try. I also have a box of candles. You get 3 of them for about $5 currently. These are the 9-hour version. Don't glare you there, the 9-hour version. There's also beeswax and citronella, a few different versions. These are the only ones I've used so far. So let's get into use a little bit here. We've got the candle lantern in its collapsed form. I'll go ahead and pull it up until it locks in place. There is no locking mechanism. You just pull it all the way open. Now the glass also slides down so that you can light the candle once we load one in here. Once you light it, you'll just close that back up and then you're good to go. Now this candle, the way it works is it's spring loaded. So you have a 9-hour candle in here, and as that thing burns, this spring just keeps it feeding all the way up. It may spill over a little bit. There may be a little bit of melt that drips down in here, or if you knock it like I did, a lot of wax will drop in here. The good thing is that it doesn't get on you, it doesn't get on the tent. It actually stays inside the housing, and then you can clean it up in between candles. So when you're ready to load a new candle, the bottom's gonna just twist off, and this comes out. Now we can make all sorts of jokes. I'm gonna leave that up to you, but this is actually what holds the candle. And you can see there's some wax melted around it, but not a ton. Now because there's already a candle in here that I've used all the way through, it's gonna be melted and stuck. So when I open this, I'm gonna unscrew it. That spring is gonna still be stuck up here to the top. So you don't wanna just yank it out yet. We need to push in here until it pops through. Then we can pull the whole thing out. And this is the spent candle, the used candle. So let's go ahead and pull this little cap off. And then what I need to do now is clean this wax off to the best of my ability. I was hoping it would just pop right off, but let me go ahead and get a knife. I'm gonna clean this up real quick, and then I'll show you what this cap looks like. So there we go, boom, one piece. All right, so that is trash. And now we have the little end cap that the candle's actually gonna go on. So let's get a new candle out. All right, so this just goes in here, inserts all the way up. That cap that we just cleaned is gonna go right on the back. And then we wanna take our spring and click it in place. So that is now fully loaded. It gives you a window again to see how much candle is left. Well, this one's full. This is gonna go in the candle lantern, snap in place, and you're ready for use. Let's light this thing up. And in preparation, we're gonna slide this glass down. All right, got the candle going. Now slide it all the way up until it locks in place. Now, when this thing's burning, you can see I can move it around a little bit, it'll spill wax. I'm gonna try not to. Most of the housing will stay relatively cool. The plate on top, right here, gets extremely hot. In fact, you can see some of my puffy coat that I melted on top by accident. So this is now the lantern in use. Let me try to turn some lights out and see if we can still see with the lantern. Let's see what happens here. There are no lights in the shop. I've got only the candle lantern glowing, and you can already see how much light this thing's putting out. That's pretty cool, actually. If we wanted to read by it, there's no problem. Now the box, if you read the details, it says 20 lumens of light and 1900 BTUs of heat. I can feel the heat right now. It's not enough to warm a tin up like a buddy heater, but there is warmth. All right, so the only thing lighting my shop table right now is that candle lantern. And what I'm also gonna do is put the reflector on. Let me focus it over here where we can see. What you're seeing here is that reflector doesn't really take a lot of the ambient light away, but it does focus that light into a beam on the wall. So if you look right here, if you're hiking around, this would be your beam or flashlight that you're using to see. Let me take this off. So now it's just radiating all the way around. Put it back on. Boom, now we have our focus light. So nice little feature, and that comes with the complete deluxe set. So to close this video out, awesome piece of gear. Some concerns, right, as far as burning or melting items, you gotta be careful, but really nice to have. I'm going to end this video by showing some clips from the field. I took this on a recent trip. It was snowy, it was cold. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you soon. This is the first time I've ever used a candle lantern, and I can tell you, it's providing heat, which is nice. So, gonna continue to just kind of get things situated and chill for a little bit. So I got the candle lantern going, and if you want to know if they give heat off, when I get my foot close, look at this. My foot is steaming. It's so cold it's steaming because I have it close to the candle lantern. This thing gives off heat, man. No. Spilling wax. Well, we're learning with this candle lantern, that's for sure. So, it is getting close to 9. Hung out for a little bit here. I can see my water's freezing, so I'll move it into the backpack, into the sleeping bag. I'm gonna take the candle lantern, hang it from the top of the tent. If you look around me, the tent is starting to freeze again. And there's not much we can do about that, but we'll see if the candle lantern helps. So, gonna tuck in and have a good night, and hopefully stay warm. So guys, it is 3 in the morning. Tent is frozen solid. I tried to get my blanket and wipe it down a little bit, but it just made ice fall on me. Probably not a great idea. I kept the candle lantern hanging in the middle, and it did help, it looks like, with condensation in that part, but the rest of this tent is just pretty frozen. It got cold. You know, like I said, the low is forecasted at 19. I don't have a thermometer. It might have gotten colder. In my bag, I'm good with that layered system. The down makes a huge difference. I'm gonna chill for about 3 more hours, get up, make coffee. And the ice inside this tent's kind of a problem. Every time I hit it, I'm knocking it down and then it melts. Usually, I just take my camp towel and dry that condensation down. You know, one more point for how cold it is, my boots froze together. They're solidly frozen.